So let's talk about how to let go of regret when you want to lose weight. Because I can tell you, I've done over 5,000 private weight loss sessions, that one of the biggest challenges my clients have when they come to me is that they want to lose weight, but they're so stuck in feeling regret and anger at themselves for the situation that they put themselves in. And what ends up happening is they're so angry at themselves for having put the weight on that it's almost like they're also punishing themselves too, because they're so wrapped up in, why did I do this? What's wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this stuff? And you get so wrapped up in that mindset that you get stuck. And so it's not enough to know what to do. We got to a lot of times deal with the deeper issues that are going on. And so you may know how to eat better, but if you're stuck in this cycle of regret and being angry at yourself and punishing yourself, it's going to be difficult to get yourself to do the right stuff very long. Okay? So how do we do this? Well, I think it starts with this NLP, neuro-linguistic programming presupposition, that people make the best choice available to themselves. Okay, so think about this for a second, because you might resist this a little bit at first. That you have been making the best choices available to you. Now you may be saying, well then why would I put the weight on? Because that's not the best choice. That's not what I want. I understand that. But what has been leading to you eating the foods that are keeping you overweight? And I think if you explore this, what you're going to start to notice is that those foods have been satisfying your emotional needs to some degree. Right? So you get home from work and you're exhausted, and eating is one of the best ways for you to unwind and relax. Or you get in an argument with someone, or you're feeling stressed about something, and the food's one of the easiest ways it is for you to kind of calm down and get some peace again. You see? And so in that case, yes, you don't want to put weight on, but in that moment, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling depressed, that feeling better for a little bit is really important. And there's a good chance that the only way that you have, the only really reliable strategy you have available to you right now is food to deal with your emotions. And so this is why I say the best choice you've had available to you emotionally has been the food. And so you can't really say you have a better choice until you have some alternate ways to recover from a shitty day, to deal with the stress from life that has nothing to do with food. And once you have those new strategies in your life as a real genuine alternative, that's when you'll have a better choice, you see? And you have not had that. So what you have done to try and lose weight in the past is you try and force yourself to eat better. But you've had no strategy to deal with your emotions. When you have that really stressful day, you can say, yeah, I shouldn't eat, but then you have no way to actually relax yourself. And it's this level, it's this emotional level that's dictating so much of your weight, because it's dictating so much of your behaviors. And so the process of losing weight is not one of removing choices. That's what you've been doing, right? You say, okay, I'm an emotional eater. I come home at night, I'm stressed out, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I just want to sit down on the sofa and eat, right? And you say, I'm emotional eating, I got to stop doing that. Well, that's maybe a first step, but I would suggest a better approach is to say, I need to find a better way to relax that doesn't involve food. Do you see this difference? This is crucial, okay? Because again, most of the time people are associating eating the food with relaxing. And again, you put whatever emotion in here you want, okay? But the eating is the best way for you to feel that emotion. And until you find an alternative way that works for you to feel that emotion that doesn't involve food, you do not have a better choice. And so what you've been doing to try and lose weight in the past is you're trying to remove choices. I'm going to stop doing that emotional eating. But then emotionally you feel stressed out, you feel depressed, you feel overwhelmed, you feel exhausted, and you have no way to relieve that. You've got to find a way to relieve that. This is what I'm talking about with a better choice, okay? And again, this shows up in all different ways. I'm just giving you a couple specific examples, but I want you to start looking at the deeper level that is driving your behavior. You're going to notice it's very emotional. You want to feel better in the moment. And the way you've been conditioned to do that is to use food most of the time. And so this journey is not one of forcing yourself not to eat the food. It's one of you figuring out how to feel what you want to feel that doesn't involve food. So once you realize that you've been doing the best you can, that you've been using the best strategies available to you to manage your emotions and to live your life, just turns out that those ways also cause you to be overweight. You start to kind of open the door to forgiving yourself, to understanding what happened here, and to letting go of the regret. And it's so important to do this, And so the second part of the regret, in addition to having a better choices, is to recognize that the past is the past. It's done. And you've got to come to terms with this. You've got to face it. The past is done. I'm sure that you can remember times in your life where you were embarrassed by the weight, or you're mad that you had to deal with this weight at those times, and now those times are over. And so there's got to be an intentional decision to, and you can do it right now, you can relax. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Let the past go. It is what it is. It was what it was. It's over. It's over now. And that can be a hard thing to hear. And so if you need some time to accept that, take that time. Okay? But once you do, you allow yourself to start this process from a new place, from solid ground, from a sense of clarity, emotionally, mentally. And this is what puts you on a different path. All right? But you realize that you've done the best you can up until now. Do you not agree with that? Right? If you had a better way to have done it, you would have used it. You did not have a better way to manage your weight, to eat better. You tried forcing yourself and it didn't work. It never works. So the real solution is to start to create systemic, smart, strategic choices in your life that move you towards your goal weight. Instead of the dieting where you're trying to do everything all at once, day one cutting 50-60% of your calories out, instead you look at your worst habit and you start to go to work on changing it in a systematic, strategical way so that you can not only change it, but you can change it so that it's natural and automatic. You see, this is the approach that starts to be like, oh, I could do that. That's what you want to feel. You want to feel since, oh, I could do that. You don't want to start your weight loss process by saying, oh, God, tomorrow's Monday, I got to do this. Oh, right? Defeated. That's having a shitty choice. That's why you don't want to do it. And if you look back over your weight loss, you realize it's a series of shitty choices you didn't want to do. This is the problem. Stop trying to force yourself to do the same thing. It doesn't work. Okay? Spend that energy on finding better ways, better strategies that work for you. Yes, it's a slower process. I understand that. But it's a long-lasting process. And that's what you truly want. That's what's going to be the most important thing to you 5, 10, 20 years from now. You're going to give a shit how long it took you to lose the weight. You're going to care that you've been thin and healthy for the last 10 years, 20 years. That's what's going to be most important to you. Okay? So start orienting yourself to the future that you can create for yourself, and look at the past as a way that you have learned and grown and evolved into the person who you are right now that can now create that future for yourself. But the more energy you retrieve from focusing on the past and regret and put into creating the future that you want, the more enjoyable and the easier this process becomes. So I hope this makes some sense. Take some time and really think about this, because it's a deeper, subtle thing. Pay attention to your regret. Notice it, acknowledge it, become aware of it first, and then let it go. Let it go and begin to focus on the future that you want to create. So I hope this helps you. Have a great day.